This video is about overweight, obesity, and PEMFs. It is based on a blog on drpollock.com. Carrying excess weight has significant health implications beyond what is traditionally talked about. Overweight is a body mass index or BMI of 25 to 30. Obesity is a BMI of over 30. Weight-related problems include high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, gallbladder disease, arthritis, sleep apnea, increased cancer risk, skin aging, and more. The underlying cause of many of these conditions is inflammation. This quiet, constant background inflammation has been found to be caused by the fatty tissue itself in those carrying extra weight. Even adolescents who are overweight have been found to have elevated inflammation markers in the blood. The damage in the body caused by chronic inflammation happens over years and decades. It is not an overnight problem. There are many resources available for weight control and reduction, and this should be an important goal to pursue. For most people with excess weight, returning to normal weight becomes a lifelong challenge. I'm not going to get into how to reduce weight or how to prevent excess weight gain. Instead, I want to focus on what is less often discussed, and that is inflammation and how PEMFs can help reduce the consequences of the chronic inflammation associated with excess weight. Reducing inflammation is much more easily attainable than losing weight, and at the same time helps with most of the health conditions associated with excess weight. So let's begin. The fatty tissue throughout the body functions as an energy storage organ. The distribution of fat in the body is important too. There is the fat under the skin, and the fat under the skin and inside the belly. The fat inside the belly is called the visceral fat compartment. This produces a so-called apple body shape. The visceral fat has a larger role in increasing the risk of inflammation, insulin resistance, diabetes, and cholesterol problems. In fact, all fatty tissue acts as an endocrine organ, producing many molecules called adipokines. Adipokines can act as hormones. Two of at least 5 of the adipokines you may have heard about are called leptin and adiponectin. While these adipokines are produced in normal fatty tissue, most are produced in much higher amounts with excess weight. These adipokines are very active in the metabolism of the body from within the fatty tissue itself, messing with the way it normally works. Leptin and adipokine are part of a class of molecules called cytokines. Cytokines improve communication between cells. Leptin is a pro-inflammatory cytokine, which can cause inflammation throughout the body. The inflammation in fatty tissue further increases leptin levels, leading to even further fat development, a vicious cycle. Adiponectin is an anti-inflammatory cytokine, working to balance the effects of pro-inflammatory cytokines. It enhances insulin actions, helps glucose levels, and protects the vascular system. The amount of adiponectin decreases with increasing obesity. Lower adiponectin levels allow more inflammation and increase the risk of osteopenia, osteoporosis, and fatty liver. PEMFs are well known to reduce inflammatory cytokines and increase anti-inflammatory cytokines. There is a blog on drpollock.com explaining how PEMFs reduce inflammation by affecting adenosine and the adenosine receptor. PEMFs can help excess weight and obesity in several ways: by reducing the levels of pro-inflammatory cytokines and reducing the production of fat itself, increasing adiponectin and decreasing leptin, breaking down fat cells and reducing appetite. Since the visceral fat compartment is the greatest source of inflammation with obesity, applying PEMFs to the abdomen with a wide enough applicator at an optimal intensity every day will significantly help with visceral inflammation and prevent the release of pro-inflammatory weight-related cytokines throughout the body. A better option would be to apply sufficient intensity whole-body PEMFs to help inflammation in not only the visceral fat compartment, but also the fat under the skin. And also, it helps the systemic effects of the inflammation caused by the release of inflammatory molecules by any excess fat. You can read more about obesity and inflammation in my book, Power Tools for Health, and the adenosine blog and the obesity blog on drpollock.com. All the best. Thanks for watching. Dr. Pollock.